Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a second unit of our BSc sixth semester paper Computer Networks. The topic concerned about the today's discussion is the networking tools. What are the various growth which has taken place in the network is concerned, and how does internet proving has come into a picture, and what are the tools that we use for proving an internet is part of our today's discussion. Okay, we'll move on. Before we start to a topic, if you know, typically the LAN has started the journey from simple P2P to wider scope, means in a bigger way, where we are using various resources of computer networks as an autonomous. As I said in my last class, in the last session, a simple computer terminal has to be established, and further, these established of a computer networks can be used for communicating one network system to another network system without any difficulty. So, if we extend, typically LAN is proposed to scale up to a bigger side or the bigger scaler. We use hub or a switch to establish, and we use a different mechanism called, it may be a neck card or it may be a untwisted pair cable. So over and all, we use a different technologies to extend facility of a LAN system. And one of the important topic in growth of computer network is concerned. Of course, we use a different topology, that is a way of implementation and the designing. But here, each terminal, we call them as a clients, and how clients can interact with the server of using any architectural design, a single tier architecture or multiple tier architecture, architectures with the standard operating procedures, architectures with the different standard tools, or architecture with the standard protocols. So here we use different technology for connecting and extending a small in-house computer network to bigger networks, right? Because when we go for bigger networks, our objectives will increases, and when our objectives will increases, application is also increases. When the application increases, this means that our expectation increases, and when our expectation increases, technically speaking, our responsibility increases, and when our responsibility increases, we start depending on the reliable functions. So this is the real growth of computer network in a broader sense, right? So when we talk about different network hardware is concerned, in the last session also I have discussed, here we are extending a simple basic technology to an advanced technology. And the most essential networking hardware devices that we use nowadays are standard cables with the standard mechanism of cables. And of course, every cable that we use in computer network system, followed by some standardization of maybe an IEEE or the consortiums or the Society of Computer Network, which helps us to design it. Here cables, what kind of a cables that we are using? What are the network interface cards that we are using? How the different switches and designing part is concerned, switches plays a very important role. As of course, we are going through a detailed mechanism and the implementation part of all these tools. I'm here just to list out what are the essential network hardware that we are using in a real time. Cables, network interface cards, hubs, switches, and routers. These are only few. Of course, there are many other devices which is a part of your computer network mechanism. As per the wire media is concerned, we extend our discussion. Everybody, we heard about a UTP cable or untwisted pair cable or the twisted cable, which is a standard acronym for the 10-base-T mechanism, where it comes with the shielded outside plastic shielded cover, which is having a single wire covered inside, and the correct core of that cable is a copper wire. This is one media that we are using it for connecting a network. If we stick on an extending of it, of course, there is another type of a cable we called as a coaxial cable. Further, we are going to discuss in media of these cables and how these cables will transmit the data, and how these cables we are going to use it in a real time, and how these cable will benefit us in setting up a computer network system as a standard. Okay. If you look into the fiber optics or the coaxial cable, their designing methods is a bit different than your copper wire. Your copper center communicates with a larger of insulator, and a small aluminum mesh is used to protect the cable for unwanted, accidental, or unwanted downtime of a computer network system. Because computer network may, if one few seconds, if the computer shuts down or the computer network is down, there are the many application will stop and we cannot focus on it. That's how the things will work. Okay, fiber optic, the standard of fiber optic and operating procedures and how the operating frequency of it and what is the calibration of data transmission, all these things we call as the intrinsic parameters of these media we are going to learn in a transmission media for next few sessions down the time. Okay, let me give a media bandwidth list of lines, which if you take a telephone line, which is we are going to use it with the dial-up, and the standard is a base of 56 kbps. It's very conventional and very old method of connecting a system to a broader network. If you look into a coaxial cable, which is a higher cable for the modem, we use 256 kbps to up to 10 mbps. We use a standard UTP of a LAN, which is 100 mbps. Nowadays, it has been enhanced up to 1 Gbps to 100 Gbps. Okay, these are the media that makes us to design computer network for a standard mechanism. Why I am telling the basic learning skill here is understand the essential components. It's like before you cook anything, you need to know what are the ingredients that you require. If you want to cook the very tasty food, you should know that the ingredients should be a standard quality, and ingredients should be a optimum quality, or ingredients should be a proper quantified one, so that we can cook the food properly, so it makes a taste. So in the session that I am going to explain the few components, at least you should know that these are the things we required for setting up a computer networks. Because as theoretically you can learn many aspects. If you go on reading any textbook, there's of course a n number of textbooks, so easily you can download it from an internet. There is ebooks are there, especially a Frozen books if you take, so he explained the computer networks in a detail. Okay, now network interface card, it is a single device which enable to convert your machine oriented address to a logical address, and machine address to a logical, and logical address to a machine oriented, where your request can be processed through a media, and the media can further reciprocately interact with you. That is the main objective of using an interface card, because it is an in-between. It's an in-between your computer system of one autonomous to another autonomous system. So this means that when you have a NIC card, that is a network interface card, another system is also need to have a network interface card. Each has uniquely identified an IP address and physical address. So combination of this we generally called as a MAC address. And MAC address within the LAN is a miracle, we can call as a magic. When a message, if you start transmitting from one system to another system, if you are using a NIC card, it identifies the correct machine address where you want to transmit and whom you want to transmit. If any message, if it goes to a wrong machine address, data may be a mislead, or information can mislead, or information can be misused by some other person. That is the main importance of it. Okay. If you take another important hubs, hub is a networking component that into which you can plug in multiple network devices. Okay. And of course, we create a hub. The reason is we want to consolidate. We want to consolidate for what? How many number of devices that we want to communicate, and what devices are essentially in bridge to communicate, and how these devices get communicate to each other, and what our responsibility of a role as a computer administrator, and how to optimize so that larger scale of integration is concerned. We should avoid the cost. So hub can only deal with the message at a time, since it is a broadcast overall connection, so that here the cost of multi-broadcasting can be reduced. And different packet sniffers, if any unwanted person comes into your network can easily identify. Like you have an house, and of course a house is a place where you want to enjoy. If other person will entertain, other person will intrude, or other person intentionally, if he comes to your premises, you feel somebody unwantedly enter your place. So hubs will protect and make you aware that who is entering in your network. So this is a component that which you can plug in for a multiple network devices to make the communication system in a standard. Another important devices, especially in a computer network system, is a switch. A switch is a network device which directs the traffic only to its intended destination, rather than to all the devices on the network. It acts like a traffic police. The traffic police, he knows the movements of a traffic, how he has to regularize, and whom he has to initiate for transmit the. If the bulk vehicles are there, he knows how much time he requires to transmit to another smoother way of a traffic congestion. So switch basically acts like a traffic person, where he regulates different vehicles to the smooth movement. Here we regularize the different packets as a data terms, different objectives of a data terms in a realistic. Provide a dedicated connection between individual devices so that switch can enable you to what time the data that you are receiving, what are the data that you are receiving, and who is trying to come into your way, and what time that it is taking to transmit data. Of course, there are the many more parameters that switch is concerned, and switches are mainly used to transmit to defined locations into it's a realistic. Okay. Now, if you look into the network switch, there is a many port network switch, 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit network switch. You can communicate, where is a said, you can communicate A to C, pass through a switch. A to D, you can pass through the switch. A to B, you can pass through a switch. If all the three terminals are engaged in the transmission and you are idle, you have to stand in a queue. So this means that Priority, the switch will identify the priority. If your system is an idle, then it prioritizes what amount of a data that has to be carry forwarded so that the essential requirements can be fulfilled in a computer network system. Okay. Of course, if you further discuss the definition on switches, a packet sniffing, share and hub, data set in the clear means that has not been encrypted, therefore it is vulnerable to eavesdropping offered through a hub. Here we use some standard protocol to filter it, unwanted data, and encrypt it if any data which is an important. And most of the switches dropped that tremendously over time because the companies replaced hubs with the switches. The reason behind this is switches works with a little lesser frequency, operating frequency. Hubs in are standard scaling up devices. But still, many of the small company, they prefer the switches because if you go to the villages, without the traffic person, the vehicle keep moving. But cities like places like in Bangalore, vehicles are more in number. Vehicles are more in a number in the sense, here we need a person to regulate the vehicle movement. In villages, hardly 2 to 3 vehicles a minute. So where you cannot needs an idle person to set the standard for regulate this. This is how the difference between a switch and hub. Okay. We move on to our routers in detail with briefly. Networks connected via routers are the not switches or the hubs can be connected based on different protocols, which is an important since all the routers will functions in a different sense. And all the routers will route to with the proper designated movements of it. There are, of course, a gateway router. It is a simple, we call as a gateway, like a bigger gate, where before entering into a system, here we know that what kind of a facilitation that we are accessing to a data transmission is concerned. Our data is reaching to different places. Of course, once if your computer is connected to an internet or connected to a network, this means that technically you are into a public domain. You are into a public domain. This means that you should be good enough to understand the standard security mechanism. Okay. So we, of course, even though we are using a standard operating protocols to filter out the unwanted things, but router requires to regulate. Okay. And at the same time, apart from these devices, we use different networking protocols we can call as a communication standards. IEEE 802 committee decides what kind of a protocol are essentially to set up the protocols. And of course, there are the different protocols for the different reasons. Which protocol that we are using and what type of a protocol is essentially we require to set up our requirement. It all depends on your basic 3 things. What for your setting up a computer system or the computer network, and what kind of scalability that you are using, and how this scalability can be enhanced with your synergic business applications. And of course, most of the simple PCs will support the protocols, the basic protocols which are required to setting up a computer networks. And one of the important thing is the packet switching. In a Ethernet standard, it transmits a data chunks called a packets. So in the basic. How these packets we use in a computer networks to regulate the data, and what are these packets? How to monitor these packets, Because, of course, in a further session that you are going to learn the different mechanics or the computational concept, how these packets will transmit the data. And when you route to each packet separately, each packet often takes a different route. This means that here they use an optimized way to reduce the congestion. When it arrives a particular packet from a different computer system, how these system will recognize the packets. Once if you receive, you have to test that particular packet from which person has sent to you and what are the data packets contains of it. You have to unpack them to read it or reconstruct the original message so that the data packets can smoothly read out when you receive. One of the important protocol, as we say, the TCP/IP. There is a separate section for the TCP/IP. For time being, you just understand this is a protocol. It is a technical foundation. We call the basic protocol for understanding one autonomous computer system and another autonomous computer system, or communication of one terminal to another terminal. We need a common language to understand. So what these common languages and how these common languages the system to system can able to understand. Of course, in continuation, the basic protocol is a TCP/IP protocol, and over on the top there are the many other protocols will help us to read the data which we are transmitting over a system from one computer to another without any difficulty on the OSI model. Of course, as per in the implementation of TCP/IP, I'll explain you how the TCP/IP is useful in designing a computer networks and identifying it. So this is a simple packets which traversing the internet at the moment. Say here the trailer fields are there, data fields are there, and header consists of a IP address where the sender filter is also the IP address where the destination where you want to transmit. The entire data packets, if you take into a consideration, it has all these data informations which can be used it for transmitting in a larger network. Okay, we'll move on to the next important discussion: probing the internet. In this session, this is one of the most critical step in assessing a network is probe the network for vulnerabilities. It's like when you construct a house, before entering into a house, we always make sure that no unwanted people can break your system, or unwanted people, if they enter into a house without your knowledge. Like here, if any vulnerabilities or any one unwanted people are trying to get into it, or what is the root cause of it and how these things is useful in identifying the person who is getting into in your way. So probing the internet in the sense, in a simple term, if we want to travel from one place to another place, you should aware that what are the risk facility are the what are the risk are involved in it and how these risk can be avoided. When certain unwanted person trying to attack on your network system, here the person who is coming into it, you have to probe them, stop them before allowing them into our network. Of course, in all the people, those who want to access your data are vulnerable. No. Certain people who want to peek into your network are vulnerable. So, probing the internet is a mechanism or the step, or it is a procedure to check security of a traffic. Right? Vulnerability can be assessed. This is the use of some tool. So there are the port scanning, enumerating the data. This vulnerability assessment risk. These are the mechanics. These are the mechanics. These are the identifying steps to stop unwanted people should not get into in your network. Right. One of the best example that if you want to learn how probe the net, if you are using a Microsoft tools or the Microsoft server, the best method is there is one particular tool called the Microsoft Security Baseline Analyzer. Here in the baseline analyzer will help you to set the minimum standard of data security before getting into a probing the net, or set some minimum standard where the people can stop, where you can stop the people before getting into a near network. So this is a tool. Easily you can learn lot of technical stuff in a Microsoft Security Baseline Analyzer. There are the many more probing the net. So one of the best is a ping. When you ping the particular net, portable internet analyzer, we can call it as a graphic analyzer. Here, when you probe it, the possibility of the person whom you are trying to get communicate, you can understand is a basic, what you call that as a basic target, or what purpose that you are trying to communicate, or what purpose another person is trying to communicate to you, right? So in the second session we learned some of the important tools or the essential tools we required to set up a computer network system in a realistic. This makes more systematic way to understand the larger part of computer network system, right? Okay, thank you very much. Now I am concluding one of the important session here of computer network system, and many of us we know that things may not be so easy